looking at me. Right,
Yo, what's happening, peeps? How you doing? Mighty Adventure here. Remember this past weekend when I was just finishing up the Blade reaction, and I did mention that I was going to tell you one of my crazy stories, and well, since I brought it up, I guess it's safe to tell you about it. So strap yourselves in, boys and girls, and grab yourself a beer, because this is going to be a very long one. No, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you. But it is a short one, so I will tell you bits and pieces of the night went. And I guess this is what you consider calling it Mighty's Short Tales. And keep in mind that this is the only memory that I do recall, and it's been such forever, and yet it replays it over and over. So let's begin. So yes, this was my very first time seeing and watching Killswitch Engage live. That was a couple years ago. Now, I can't remember what year it went, so this is a roughly guess to say that was back in 2007, I believe, and that was the time when I was still working at my first and my old job, working as one of the kitchen staff to an old pizza parlor known as Wix. And for having that experience for 15 years is a lot, from busted tables to birthday parties, family gathering, game night, even karaoke night, you name it. Not to mention just spraying a bunch of silverwares, cups, plates, just to get them all cleaned up. And sometimes that your work shirts start to reek of hot water and trash from all the customers that's been eating so much, and it's just, yeah, it gets stinked up pretty quick. I'm going to talk about fast. But anyways, one of the co-workers, who I forgot his name and it's been forever, he said he was going to be leaving work to go to Expo 5 to see Killswitch Engage, and just hear him say that just, my brain just completely wide open, just hyped up, and this will be the first time I ever get to see this. Now, back then, that was when I was still listening to, from Linkin Park to Limp Bizkit, Papa Roach, Disturbed, Stain, 3 Days Grace, you name it. This is the first time that I get to see one of the bands that's going to be coming here at Louisville, and that I started to listen from Daylight Dies to My Curse, and that was the one song that I instantly remember, from the music video to the soundtrack to Burnout Revenge. That was just, that was one of my favorite PS2 games of all time. So I tag in to see if I can tag along with you, and he says sure. So I was happy and I was ready. So this is the first time that I ever go to anywhere that is in, South Louisville or a place like Expo 5. And if I recall correctly, it was a small building, and it was just really just so crafted and just crowded, but it was packed, and yet I was going to have my mind blown and to have that experience. So all I did was just mangle around, just have my beer, and just simply just enjoy the show. And they were kicking ass. So it was all good. And usually I would go to places by myself and just, whether it just be just random bands, whether it's from Phoenix Hill Tavern or O'Shea's, that was over in Bardstown. So yeah, I was just having the time of my life, having a ball, watching the fans doing what they normally do, simply rock it out, having a mosh pit, the works. Now, here's the thing. It is cool that you want to be that close just to see the band in action, just to cherish those moments if you prefer just have a selfie or record. But there's also not cool to be too close, if you know what I mean, especially when it comes to security. Normally that they would be watching the band 24/7 simply to do their job for protection between them and the fans without any physical harms or all that stuff. And sometimes that band members would take matters to their own hands, and which, by the way, that it did happen on that night. One of the guitarists give it the old Spartan boot to the ass off the stage, and they immediately cut everything off, and my response was, oh shit. And I do recall that they instantly wanted to address this issue loud and clear to everyone, and I believe it goes like, we know you're having a good time, but cut that shit off. If you go up to that stage one more time, the show cancel and we have to shut everything down. And I was in the back just chilling and just watching everything that just happened. And of course, I was just cool as a cucumber, but the inside of my soul was panicking, and it's just a shattering, frozen. And I said to myself that, note to self, do not go up in the stage while they're performing. And it wouldn't even matter anyways, because even if I did, it would be a very bad amateur hour of that night. So no, hell no. I don't think I wouldn't last for a minute having my ass get kicked off like that. No, sir. So since the message got loud and clear and everybody responded to that, everything resumes back to where it was until the next 30 minutes or so. It was about like almost about a half an hour, and there was one guy, and oh my god, this is what I remember the most out of that night. And I would be making this up, but I'm not. Okay, I'm not. And he's a big guy, by the way. I can't tell if he was like about 260 pound or three. He was a big one, and tall too. And like everyone else has to follow the rules, and which that addressed the message that was being addressed not too long ago. Apparently he wasn't listening and was being a very hard-headed. And yeah, he was warned, and the security had enough of his BS, and they had it. They basically asked him to leave, and he refused. So my guess that there was an argument going on, and I was watching, and just try to understand and imagine. It takes about 2 or 3 security had to drag his ass out of the building, and this was nuts, man. And by the time that they instantly to just take him outside, and everyone saw that, and he was just holding on the door. I mean, we're talking about a death grip, just holding on to his dear life, and he just refused to leave. Oh my sweet Jesus, that is the craziest shit I ever seen. And this, and I should have recorded this, but nah, I didn't think of it at the time. It was my eyes saw everything, and this was it was the craziest shit. And he just continuously holding on about like, oh my god, it was like 5 minutes or so, I guess. But shit, it was just, he didn't want to go. He didn't want to leave. He paid his money. He paid his ticket to enjoy the show, and basically just acting like a fool and just breaking the rules. And well, this is what got to him. So I wasn't too sure if they instantly just throw him out, because it would be painful that he would be kissing the concrete. I hope not, but I would like to see the aftermath. But I just decided I just rather just stay and just be where I am. Just don't get too involved. And that was that was holy shit. That was, oh man, that was the craziest and the most awesome thing that I ever seen, and that just made the night even much more rememberable. And that was indeed the seeing Killswitch engage, perform live, and definitely I had that memory, and mostly seeing someone getting thrown the fuck out. But so that was just 2 things that I remembered. So the moral to the story is that if you're going to respect the band, first off, you got to respect yourself to be as a true fan. Simply respect their wishes, follow their instructions or their rules, and don't try to take the risk and jump on the stage while they're performing over ice, that's your ass. And mostly, you will get thrown out. And that is true. So I hope you enjoyed this little story of mine. And that would be it for right now. So hit that like button and also leave a comment down below. And if you like, I will tell you even another crazy story that that I almost passed out from eating of a really big half of a birthday cake that was half finished. And yeah, well, let's just say I had a little bet. But that would be all for right now. So take care, guys, and most of all, be safe.